Welcome, everybody, to episode 10 of the Steel Pirate podcast. Today, we're going to be talking, obviously, primarily about the draft that took place last week, and for some goddamn reason, Ezekiel Elliott.
You can't drop a GD 10 seconds into the fucking video.
No. Welcome, everybody, to Steel Pirate podcast episode 10. Today, we're going to obviously be talking about the draft that took place last week, and for some reason, Ezekiel Elliott.
Man, what do you mean first, bro? How
Kick it off. Kick it off with them. Fuck,
dude. It's
the draft happened last week. It's 2024. The month is April, and we're going to talk about Ezekiel Elliott to start the show.
Dude, he got signed yesterday.
I know.
Back to
Did
the
he?
fucking Cowboys, bro.
I saw them reports on Friday. I saw those reports on Friday. That's why they didn't pick a running back in the draft.
Yeah, because they had their guy. And he is certainly.
Hey, you know Jerry's hands don't cramp when he's writing shit.
It's the epitome of Jerry Jones, truly.
Bro.
You know, just especially knowing that they had multiple opportunities to take any running back in this draft, any of them, and they might need one more than any team in the entire NFL. And they let Trey Benson walk, they let Blake Corum walk, they let Marshawn Lloyd walk, and they said, "No, we got an idea. Zeke's only 34 years old." And he wants to come back. Bro, he only looks good in blue
He
and
wants
white.
to come back. There's only one team that's
John,
going to
do
pay
me a
it.
favor
Is
real
he their
quick.
starting running
It's
back?
us.
Yes, gotta be. John, do me a favor real quick. Is Zeke?
Yo.
Can you figure out if Zeke is getting paid off of that last contract in Dallas for this year too?
No, he's not. He's not.
I don't think so.
That was just a last year thing.
Yeah, they had. It's one of those like we can avoid it after so many years.
Yeah. It expired
Really
last
dragged
year.
it out.
Avoided money bullshit.
But, yo, okay.
Hey, good for Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
Genuinely. I mean, you want to talk about a running back absolutely finessing the NFL for a decade. Good for Ezekiel Elliott. Because most of the running backs that were semi, prevalent or whatever, they all decided to start their own union and bitch about not getting paid enough money. Zeke got a ridiculous contract to start shit off and then goes to the Patriots and for real visibly worked his ass off in New England. Obviously wasn't like, box score, maniac, but like for sure worked his ass off in New England and did just enough work there to say, "Papa Jerry, please,
Let me get one more.
Please, put me back in AT&T Stadium, please. It's my home. Dak is my father, please." And he was like, "You know what? I got you. What did he even get paid? I don't even know."
$2 million.
$2 million?
I
Yeah,
thought it was like
phenomenal.
with
Phenomenal.
incentives up to 5, right?
That's a fucking lottery ticket. He didn't deserve $2 million.
I just don't understand how you end up taking a hit for $5 million a year before by cut the guy. I guess they did him a favor in that regard, and that's why he'll go back and even play for $2 million because they cut him, paid him, allowed him to go make a little bit more money and seek options elsewhere, and then they let him come back. Dude. I'm about progression here, folks. That seems like absolute utter regression.
That's like, if you looked up the definition of the word regression, it would be Ezekiel Elliott
or
from 2 years ago to now.
Insanity.
Didn't Marshawn Lloyd go in the third round? Wasn't it the third round? That's absurd, dude, that you could have Marshawn Lloyd in the second or third round.
Dude, they could have traded up in the. They could have traded up in the second for Corum. He was taking the pick or two before.
Yeah. Or it might have even been after. Because I remember specifically scratching my head saying, not is Dallas going to take a running back, but which running back is Dallas going to take? And then they just didn't.
That first running back off the board was Jonathan Brooks to Carolina at 46. That was the first running back taken off the board.
And then Trey Benson, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the next one. I'm basically just going through the draft, honestly, right now.
Trey Benson, and then
to figure that out.
Which is crazy. Which I'll say this now, have this on the record. Blake Corum is
Benson at 66.
far and away the best running back of any running back in this draft. It's not close. The fact that Blake Corum went third is gross.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
And the argument being that, well, he just looked good because he was behind this, what's that award that they give the O-line, the whole O-line in college? Something Mackey. Michigan got it twice. And so they're basically saying, well, Blake Corum's not good.
The Mackey is the tight end. It's I think it's the Moore Trophy.
Yeah, that's right. The Moore Trophy where your whole O-line gets it. Michigan got it back-to-back, and they're just going to say, well, he just happened to be behind that line, and Harbaugh happened to be his coach.
They
Fuck
might
that,
get
dude.
It again this year.
Fuck
honestly.
that. That's a prototypical drop the shoulder, little shifty downhill runner that's going to prove a lot of motherfuckers wrong this year.
The numbers that he put up at the combine show that guy's more than just he's behind a great offensive line.
Benched more than the guys who are blocking for him.
That was a steal, bro. I thought he was the best back in the draft.
I can't believe Harbaugh didn't take him.
Yeah.
I would have took him in the first round. I know motherfuckers hate first round running backs. I would have took him at 31,
the problem
32.
with the first round running back is the money.
I get you.
Easiest pick of this draft was, to me, Blake Corum to the Chargers in the second.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly thought, old buddy was going to pull the trigger. I thought Harbaugh was going to pull the trigger at 5. I didn't think that they were going to take Joe Alt. I really thought they were going to get his boy JJ.
I know he's taking one of his guys, and I'm like, well, he's clearly taking Blake Corum.
Yeah.
And then he takes fucking Colson, which good pick for sure. Colson, great linebacker, you know what I mean? But I was like, damn, I really thought, because they need a running back. I mean, they needed a running back. They needed a running back last year, for real. That ain't it.
Like, while we're on the subject of running backs, and I brought up the first running back taken in the draft. You guys know about Jonathan Brooks from Texas?
Yeah.
You know his story?
No, not his story.
Torn ACL in November. So let's pick him up.
First
running back off the board. I'm not going to get into it too early, but you guys kind of see where I'm going with this Panthers
it's a
draft,
weird move.
Right? This was an amazing draft for the Carolina Panthers. You know who are also mocked to be the first overall pick in 2025. That makes 3 fucking years in a row that my team should be picking number 1 overall.
At least you got that to look forward to. You get to destroy another generational talent's career.
Hey, bro. Hey.
What do they do with that? All right, right now. What do you think they do with that right now?
What, the 1? I go get Will Campbell from LSU. That's going to be the bet. Hey, the only offensive lineman to ever been awarded the number 7 at LSU. You guys know about the number 7 at LSU, right?
Yeah.
It's specifically given to the best player on the team.
Yeah.
Well, hey, he wears 2 of them. That tells you everything you need to know about that guy. Fucking stud. Great offensive lineman.
It's cold day in hell when I see an offensive lineman go first overall in an NFL draft.
Yeah, you're trading back. I mean, what you're getting at is you maybe trade back,
So you're implying you have hope for Bryce Young immediately.
I like Bryce Young, bro. I like Bryce Young. I'm sorry. Like, I get it. He was at Alabama with 5-star guys around him, but bro, those were 5-star high school guys. We don't even have to say that
anymore. We saw him last year in the league.
There was 5-star. Yeah, bro. I'll be honest though. That team is ass. Around him, that team is terrible. That's literally the worst fucking team.
It's a bad program.
On paper in the NFL, bro.
Hold on. He's getting the Justin Fields treatment at this point.
Bro, yes. You can't tell me Justin Fields isn't looking at his fucking. Justin Fields looks in the mirror every day and has to say, "Why wasn't I good enough for those guys in Chicago?" Like. What was wrong with me?
And then look what Chicago did as soon as they got rid of him. They're like, you know what?
Yes.
Everybody's coming to Chicago, dude.
You give them 3 number 1 receivers?
Yeah, literally. They have the best receiving core in the league.
3 ones?
They have the best receiving core in the league, without question.
With a 1,000-yard rusher and an 800-yard receiving tight end.
Bro, they could have fleeced somebody with that for Caleb Williams.
Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Rome Odunze is absolutely absurd.
The Bears shopped that pick. They could have fleeced somebody.
Bro, the Bears shopped 9.
So you're real quick,
They
just out of
shot
curiosity.
mine.
Do you think that if the Panthers still had the number 1 pick this year, do you think they would trade down, or do you think they would take Caleb Williams?
They trade down. They wouldn't have taken Caleb Williams.
Bought into Bryce.
Well, bro, what pick did you take him at?
He's number 1 too, bro.
So you
like
gotta,
you invested
like, why
one,
did
and
you
you
take him at
invested.
one the
You
year before
invested. You invested 3 years worth of draft picks into him. You invested your 1 that year, your 1 the next year, and your 2 the year after.
So how long have
you've
they given
invested
him?
3 years, at least his rookie contract.
You think he starts his whole rookie contract?
He's got to.
Oh, buddy,
Who
no, he
Who
doesn't.
the fuck else you gonna put back there?
Yeah.
You can't put Matt Corral. Sam Darnold decided
Matt
he
Corral
wanted to
plays
leave.
for the UFL, my guy.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't put him there.
Right.
I don't know.
I just don't like. On
I'm
paper,
on an
the
island,
Carolina
I guess.
Panthers.
I have no faith
like,
in Bryce Young whatsoever. Has nothing to do with his
I don't-
college.
What about all right?
It
all right,
does.
all right,
It has
all right, hold on,
everything
hold
to
on.
do with
Put-
your college,
replace-
bro.
all
Come
right,
on now.
Just while we're on this subject, replace Bryce Young with Caleb Williams right now.
You want me to give like the Panthers record?
Yeah. Put
or
the Bears record.
What
whatever
he's
the fuck
saying,
you wanna
yeah,
call it, whatever you
put
wanna
Bryce
call it.
Young on the Bears with that team right now.
Yeah.
If Bryce
Tell
Young
me
leaves
they're
the
not going
Panthers
11
and
and 6.
if Bryce Young leaves the Panthers and Caleb Williams starts, they're 7-10, which would be a pretty massive improvement.
No, I'm saying put
No,
Bryce
he's saying
Young
Bryce Young on the Bears.
Oh God. Oh,
They're 11 and
then
6.
then they're the Panthers.
They're 11 and 6.
What?
Easily.
They
That's
have a
top,
running back.
They have a top
have-
10 defense.
Yes.
3-1. Like, bro, come on now, Josh.
I'm not saying that
Like-
they're helping him out. I'm not saying that they're building around him. I'm saying I
Bro, they're
watched
not.
a good bit of
This
Bryce
is
Young play in the
Bro,
NFL last year, and it was
What
not
happened
fucking
to
pretty.
what happened to Justin Fields? Brand new head coach year 2. What happened to Bryce Young?
A bad coach.
A brand new head coach year 2. What's going to happen next year if it doesn't work? If Deontay Johnson doesn't go for 100,
Then Bryce Young's going to have to get. Bryce
Hey,
Young's gonna have to go.
not even that.
Bryce
Not
Young's
even
gonna
fire
that.
the
You
offensive
said
coordinator.
first
Bryce Young's
year.
going to have to learn his
You
fourth
said
offense in
first
4
year
years.
for Bryce Young.
Right.
You said Bryce Young first year, coach gone. Try 10 fucking games, bro.
Right.
10 fucking games. That's how long Frank Reich made it. 10 games.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Like, you're begging a rookie quarterback with his best receiver being 32-year-old Adam Thielen to win games.
Yeah, it's confusing. I mean, if you just kind of zoom out and look at almost
you for
any other
saying
NFL
that.
team, you could kind of say like, wow. I mean,
Bro,
Birmingham
like,
Stallions
that's
would
why
beat the
I
Panthers
said-
straight up right now.
Hey,
This is why I said,
the
guys,
Stallions.
The Birmingham Stallions.
That's
Hey,
why
but
I
listen, St. Louis
said-
Battlehawks are 4-1, but the Birmingham Stallions would beat the
Who's
Panthers
one
right
lost
now.
to?
The Panthers and that kid fucking split a 65-yarder with 2 seconds left.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a topic, brother.
Yeah. But they're balling. They listen. I took them minus 3.5 this weekend, and it ended up being like close going in a half, and then they dumped 42 fucking points on them because
shit.
St. Louis.
Battlehawks
home?
AJ McCarron is the MVP of the UFL right now.
Were they home?
Hey,
Yes.
Yeah.
hold up.
No, they
I gotta
weren't.
do
No,
a
they
stat
weren't.
check. I gotta do a
They were
stat
on the
check.
road.
Hold up. I gotta see
see.
if they have hours holding clipboard as a stat. Hold up. I don't think it is, but we're gonna look. Let's see. Hours
We didn't talk about the draft yet.
holding
We're gonna keep talking about Colton Ayers.
clipboard.
Holton.
Go Hawks.
Oh, he's holding that clipboard. Oh, nope, no stat. Can't find it. Shucks.
Oh, man.
They might go to OT.
Keep paying for that playing time, though, guy.
All right,
Keep fighting.
So, I mean, we were kind of on the topic a little bit here. I brought up Caleb Williams and that Bryce Young debate, but what do you think about Caleb Williams going number 1 to the Bears? What's your feeling? What's your instincts? How do you think this goes? I mean, I don't wish nobody's wishing ill will or negative on anybody, but
let's preface what we're saying with we want the best to happen for every athlete that we talk about.
Yeah.
We don't wish
yeah.
injury. We don't want anything bad to happen.
Oh, yeah.
We're just telling you guys our opinion.
Except for Rui Hachimura, but that's another story.
Rudy Gobert, ladies and gentlemen. Just let me tell you guys about Rudy Gobert the other night.
Yeah. We don't got to do it. It's my whole life.
9-6 at halftime. You know what he finished with at halftime, ladies and gents? 9-6. Grab 4 rebounds. You're 7 fucking foot.
You know, or get literally any points at all, even one.
All right, so Caleb Williams, and the situation now in Chicago, and how that's exciting.
I think it makes that division better. I think that it makes that division much more competitive. But I'll tell you right now, I still have it. Lions,
Packers. Lions, Packers, Bears.
Then Packers, then Bears, then Vikings. We'll get into the McCarthy thing when we get there, but yeah, I think the Bears they're probably going to be, mediocre this year. I wouldn't, expect them to, be hoisting a fucking Lombardi anytime in the very near future. But I know I know that Caleb Williams as a quarterback, I don't give a fuck if it's a new offense with fucking if Rome Odunze is your wide receiver 3, which on paper he is right now, you have absolutely no fucking excuses. Somebody is going to be open every single offensive play. Every single play, somebody's going to be open. Without question. Without question. As long as those 3 receivers and Cole Kmet are healthy, there is a very open receiver on every single play in that offense.
A hot take right here. Cole Kmet, best tight end in the league.
Oh.
Fantasy-wise.
All right, yeah, it's still a hot take. Listen, there's a buffet of receivers over there, cuz I don't think
Johnny Cash wrote a song about you.
Yeah,
bro, there's a lot of deep. Like, I'm not saying any of them are bad.
That guy,
but there's a lot of zone coverage in the NFL. And there's a lot of DBs, and I'm just telling you, when you have a tight end that has a quarterback that is looking for him with all those other receivers. He's going to sneak out there, brother. I'm telling you.
We don't have to sneak anywhere. They can't afford to double anybody on that team.
We can talk about this because schematic-wise, that's a very interesting point about Caleb Williams and Cole Kmet, because we're talking about a guy who's never seen a tight end in his life.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly. Very hot.
I don't know if he uses them.
And also, I don't know if he uses them. But even if the Bears do almost max out on their offensive capabilities, their defense didn't really get no better.
Hey, what was the last
They had a top 10 defense last year. After the deadline when they got Sweat, they had a top 10 defense last year.
Sweat's a dog.
And honestly, I think that's where they messed up. The Bears did, at least in the draft. I wouldn't have gone to Dunze. I would have gone Dallas Turner.
Yeah, we all thought they were doing that.
I was shocked when that said Rome Odunze.
Not to say that Rome Odunze is a bad pick there.
Well, not at all. Not a bad pick,
but just positional need.
What I wouldn't have done it you have the rookie quarterback, rookie receiver thing. You know, Pac-12.
It's weird
they know
to
each
use
other.
a top 10 pick on a wide receiver 3.
They could have been trying to deal that pick for somebody too. You know what I mean?
And they also might know Keenan Allen's got one more year. Keenan Allen might have looked at him and said, "I'm done after this year."
Yeah,
I bet they were really trying to find a sick trade for that, for a receiver of some stretch, and they, nobody was willing to move the way they were considering moving, and that's why they went that. If I had to put my...
So you think they were looking for a older number 1-ish, kind of like one of the guys on the market?
I tried
like a
to
T.
put it
Higgins?
It's too heavy. I need to...
plaster. You got to get fucking anchors.
Yeah, right. Correct. There's a hole. I tried, and it's too heavy. It's literally...
Oh, is that for the pirate?
Yeah.
For the saving eye?
I just looked at the background. I was like, Fuck, we still don't have the sign up. You got plaster walls. It's all right.
I just don't want it
man,
to fall
show it.
and break anything.
Show it.
I
Just
propped
hold it up
behind
right quick and show it.
It's sitting over there. It's underneath a bunch of shit right now.
We'll
'Cause
figure
I
it
have
out.
to
Oh, never
rearrange
mind
it.
then. We'll get it. You
Yeah,
guys,
we'll
hey,
figure it out.
dope ass little thing there.
We'll
Dope
see
ass
what
little emblem.
Chicago looks like. It's crazy that coach is still there and he's not getting any of the fucking blame. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, Gunther Kuntz. I don't know about old Gunther Kuntz.
This got to be his last shot.
God.
No, that's not Gunther Kuntz, is it? Is that his name?
Eberflus.
Yeah, Eberflus.
Eberflus. Yeah, close enough.
I
Gunther Kuntz is the guy that's up there in Green Bay, the GM.
Yeah. No, it's got to be his
Eberflus.
last shot. Got to be.
all right. Did anybody watch Pat McAfee?
All the time.
Did you see Omar Khan
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
you
I'm going to
see-
tell you guys.
when? Bro, that
I'm
was
ready
fire.
to.
I
If,
seen
if you
James
guys,
at a
if you
game
guys
last
can
year,
indulge
too.
me right quick, if you
What?
guys can indulge me,
Uh-huh.
I would like to make a statement
Go ahead.
for the people of Steel Pirate Media. I'm going to be the one that says that Omar Khan is the best GM in the NFL. There you guys go. You got it from me.
Sheesh.
Riley's gonna be like, what? What? Why are you saying? Josh's like, nah, John Schneider's pretty fucking good.
No, I didn't say that. I'll go
I'm
say
over here.
Howie
Dan
Roseman.
Morgan is fucking god awful. So,
Where did Omar
I
Khan
can't-
come from?
hey man, let's look at the A+ drafts he had the last 2 years.
Yep.
Let's look at Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt being locked down long term. Let's look at Patrick Queen coming in. Let's look at Minka Fitzpatrick long term.
Hey, the whole right
Hey,
now.
man.
The whole right now is the depth in the interior D line.
But let's just be honest here, ladies and gents. Let's just be honest here. The Steelers kind of find those defensive linemen, bro. Like, it's kind of weird how one just grows behind the other. It's a little strange, I will say.
Yeah, no,
but
I'm not gonna homer the Steelers draft too much tonight, but
I will.
I did.
Hey,
Hey.
you motherfuckers knocked it out with that
My
Fatanu
only
pick
debate
at
with
20.
the GM is Howie Roseman.
Bro, but
Howie
who
Roseman
did-
ain't missed in 3
can't-
years.
Howie
Omar-
Roseman missed.
who did
Howie
Omar
Roseman missed a
learn
couple
from?
times. Jalen Rager instead of Justin Jefferson. That's a pretty big miss there, pal.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big miss.
Didn't I just say 3 years?
Was that not 3 years ago?
What year was Jefferson?
I'm pretty sure that was 3 years ago.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Justin Jefferson's been in the league.
He was in 2020.
I don't think so. It might have been.
I think he was 2020.
It might have
I
been.
don't know.
I think, because he played with Burrow and came out the year after. Or no, was that Chase?
Yeah,
That was
Chase
Chase.
came out a year after.
Jefferson came out the
You're
year
right.
of. That was 2020.
You're right. My apologies. My
I'm just
apologies.
saying, don't hate on Roseman, cuz
2020 draft.
Hey,
he got Cooper DeJean in the second round.
hey, man. I'm not gonna call him what all the memes on the internets have called him, because we don't have a case for that. But
I'm glad Ronnie's not here because his hating racist ass is just he's a safety. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Ronnie,
That is not a safety. cuz.
Ronnie's gonna sit there and die on that hill.
And he's gonna
Nah,
return
bro,
kicks. Watch
that's
him
a
lock.
fucking
Watch
slot
him
corner,
lock
bro.
dudes down, and Ronnie's still gonna be like, yeah,
Nah.
but he'd be better inside. Like,
Nah.
yeah.
Howie Roseman took Jalen Rager before Justin Jefferson.
I said 3 years. I said the last.
That's what I
3
said.
years.
That's what I said. And that's what I said. Jalen Rager was taken before Justin Jefferson.
Holy
Right.
moly.
Omar Khan
Yeah,
was
that's
actually Omar Khan came to the Steelers right after that draft too.
Yeah, the Steelers are set up long term for success, bro. You can just call it what it is. They've hit home runs the last 2 years in the draft.
GP when they got George Pickens, that was an absolute steal.
Steal.
You know,
Fatanu at 20. Steal. I don't know how he was still on the board at 20.
bro, because
I don't
people
get
like
it.
JJ McCarthy went in the first round.
Bro, the Titans were ahead of y'all.
That was the worst pick of the draft. JJ McCarthy to the Vikings.
You think that's it?
Yeah, for sure.
don't
Worst
know.
pick of the first round.
You got one.
What's your worst pick?
Oh, I don't know. Trading up one fucking pick from the second round to the first to get arguably the worst receiver in the top 5 of his group. They just banked on this kid being DK Metcalf. Y'all people realize this. I need everybody to realize this, okay? DK Metcalf, Josh,
Are you
you
talking
being
about
a
the Panthers?
Seahawks fan. Yes, Xavier Leggett,
Yeah.
32 overall to the Panthers, the worst fucking draft pick I have seen in my life. I'm sorry. These motherfuckers heard him talk and said, yeah, we got to get him.
Listen, I'm not high on Leggett at all, but I had a few guys over for the draft, and multiple were pretty high on him. They're like, oh, yeah, good value. I was like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't fucking know about that.
You guys realize he had 1 year. He had 72 catches, 1,259 yards, 8 touchdowns last year, right? Combined the other 3 years, he had 30 catches.
Tape don't lie.
He spent a
Who
first
did he play against?
SEC teams, Riley. He played at the University of South Carolina.
Who's the quarterback there right now?
What's Spencer Rattler? I don't know who the fuck it is this year,
That's who was
but he
throwing
had
the
Spencer
ball
Rattler
last
last
year.
year. That's who was slinging him the tater. And I want to talk about Spencer Rattler too when we get a second. It's gonna be a little bit down. It'll be towards the end.
All right, well,
but
real quick then. What's everybody's favorite pick of the first round and absolute worst pick of the first round?
my absolute worst is at fucking 32, bro. Like you can sit at 33, the first pick of the second round, and get Keon Coleman, Ladd McConkey. Like, I genuinely thought they were going to take Ladd McConkey. Like, I really did. I wouldn't, but I thought they would.
My favorite pick of the first round, Mike Penix.
Hey.
All right, man.
And it's
Let's
been.
break it down.
I understand the financials make it kind of shaky. Fuck that, dude. They're giving a phenomenal fucking player an actual opportunity to sit behind a real fucking guy who just came off an ACL.
With what?
Like,
With
we can
what?
learn,
No,
we
an
can see
Achilles.
what's
An
worked for the
Achilles.
Packers for 30 fucking years. Maybe they want that shit to happen in Atlanta, dude.
Bingo.
I got one too. And guess what? Penix is still going to have all those guys on rookie deals.
Right.
Yeah.
5th-year options, bro. They're all going to be on 5th-year options.
Absolutely.
The only one who won't be is Kyle Pitts.
And they've been
That's the
trashing
only
Atlanta
one.
since that pick, but as soon as it happened, y'all saw my reaction. I just clapped. Oh my god.
Hey,
Bro.
hey,
Oh
Josh
my
was the
God.
only
Bro,
one clapping in his
They
All
took
room,
the
bro.
best
Hold on.
player available
Yes.
and are getting shit on for it.
And not only that, but like, let's just look at the quarterbacks that went ahead of him.
Including my worst draft pick, JJ McCarthy to the Minnesota Vikings.
And the quarterbacks that went before him are much less right now guys.
JJ McCarthy is the
If there was
least
any-
of them guys out there.
If there was any right now guy in this draft to play quarterback other than maybe Caleb Williams, I'll give you that. It was Mike Penix. And you had Drake
away.
Bro, like, what?
It was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, and it also isn't a no-brainer at the same time, because if you're the Falcon, like if you're a Falcons fan, I know what you guys are wanting. You're wanting a defensive guy. You're wanting an edge guy. You're wanting Jared Verse. You're wanting Dallas Turner. You're wanting, honestly, you guys need another fucking corner, but
Bro.
there wasn't one good enough to be in the top 10 this year.
This is
and
what
y'all
I'll
didn't
tell
want to
you.
trade back.
Worst
Like,
comes
I
to
get
worst.
it. But
Worst comes to it. Kirk Cousins pans out and can play another 10 years or something wild, right? And you have Mike Penix, and you go get a bunch more draft value out of him than just that one pick. You know?
yeah, bro.
Like, people are
and the
trashing them
thing
because
is,
they have one of the best problems in the entire NFL.
They have two good quarterbacks.
two
How many
good quarterbacks.
How many other teams are dealing with that?
Peter Schrager said this on part of my take on Monday. He said, Peter Schrager said,
Yeah, dude.
there's the worst place in the NFL to be is quarterback purgatory.
Hell yeah.
Meaning,
Dallas.
You're good enough to make the playoffs,
Derek
but not
Carr.
good enough. But not good enough to win anything.
Oh, you mean like 9-8 and one and done in the playoffs for 10 straight years?
Hey, Riley,
can't-
go
I-
ahead. Go ahead.
You mean
can
Geno
flash
Smith
it.
is
You
a starter and we're,
I
hoping,
can't
we're hoping
deny it.
Sam Howell takes
Quarterback
over
I
a few
said it.
fucking weeks?
Bro, I said it for a while, and don't like. I love Ben, but he just had it too good for too long.
Too good for too long.
Don't get me wrong, you're talking about a 2 Super Bowl guy here. You know, there ain't a bunch of those floating around, but at the same time, it was like, as a fan, that isn't just a casual like, woo, like I was starting to look around, like, okay, can we please
Look
Ben did not
for
go out in
something.
the blaze of glory.
because Mason Rudolph ain't it.
Hey, hell nah, bro. Mason Rudolph takes
He ain't a
helmets
bad-
to the
he
He
head
ain't
made,
bad.
better
some
than
plays
anybody,
down
though.
the stretch, though.
Yeah,
Hey, Mason Rudolph was a baller at Oklahoma State.
yeah.
No, he made some plays down the stretch.
Go-
He'll have
hey,
a long career in the NFL.
Go look at the tape.
He'll have a long
Him
career
and
in
Des
the NFL.
Bryant. No, was it him and Des Bryant or him and Justin Blackman?
Blackman.
Was he with Blackman?
Probably.
Bro. Hey,
I don't know.
y'all want to talk? Y'all want to talk about a failed career? Hey, shout out Justin Blackman. Couldn't stay off the weed or the
Favorite pick?
pills.
Favorite pick, obvious, Byron Murphy at pick 16 to the Seattle Seahawks. We've needed the best defensive tackle in the draft for the last 5 fucking years consecutively. We've taken him 0 times. We got a new head coach, and he identified that we need the best defensive tackle in this draft, and he was fucking there, and then he took him. And it just looked so easy. And I hit my knees. We were already done with our stream, so y'all didn't see it. But I hit my knees, and I thanked God. Thanked God from my bones. I said, Mike, thank you, God, and thank you, Mike McDonald. Clearly, Pete Carroll, I love you, Pete, but you're a little on the old side. And clearly, Pete had a massive influence on our fucking early picks the last few years. We sure have taken a lot of running backs in the second round as of late. with a glaringly obvious elephant in the room of a lack of interior defensive line. And of course, Mike McDonald probably showed up in Seattle and was like, well, yeah, you guys need a fucking interior D lineman, obviously. Like, yeah, no shit, Mike. No shit. So yeah, that was my favorite pick. It was phenomenal. We had some shaky picks. I still think we got decent value. We addressed, spots of need. I have no fucking idea about this linebacker out of UTEP. No fucking idea. But who knows? I'm not a GM. I'm not a coach. But I damn sure know that Byron Murphy is who I wanted to take, and they fucking took him. And God, that's a great feeling for somebody who hasn't had it happen for his team in a long time. That feels great, dude. That's a phenomenal feeling. I don't follow a team where, like, it's dope GMs and everybody just, like, shit falls in their lap and everything goes well, dude. I'm in the quarterback purgatory. I'm in the 9-8. Like, my team's just good enough to disappoint me when it matters. For 10 years, this has happened. So I've been watching these drafts, knowing what we need, and then it's like, Pete's just like, Dwayne Eskridge. And I'm like, hey, Pete, I don't think we need Dwayne Eskridge. I don't think we need Dwayne Eskridge. I honestly, Zach Charbonnet's a really good running back. We didn't fucking need Zach Charbonnet. Just dumb fucking picks. And then he'll just say, well, best player available, suck my dick. At some point, you have to address positional need. And if the number 1 defensive tackle is there, he was there last year at 5 in Jalen Carter. And he was there this year at 16. And we got rid of Pete. And the new guy came in and said, you know what, I think we need a defensive tackle. And by God, Mike McDonald, kudos, brother. You are on my good list as of now.
Do you think that's because McDonald's a defensive guy and he knows that I'm going to need somebody up front that's going to absolutely
Avery, wasn't
game
Pete
plans
a
up?
defensive guy?
I don't know.
Wasn't it lateral move?
When Pete, nah.
No,
When
clearly
Pete
not.
no.
Because the fucking guy who's our head coach now had the best defense in the league last year.
Hey, bro, just saying, and had the best defense in college 2 years ago when he was down there too. So,
Yeah.
But I might. There's another
Best
Vikings
defense in
pick
college
that
2
I
years ago,
like.
Georgia. They had 5 starters go in the first round 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was the Georgia year, wasn't it?
That
Michigan
was Dan
was
Lanning's
2.
defense, brother.
Michigan was 2, yeah. Yeah, it was.
We got both.
Wait, no, Dan Lanning's been at Oregon. This is his 3rd year.
We were on the topic of quarterbacks a second ago. What about the Bo Nix pick?
Hey,
yeah.
Denver
Come
stole,
on, Josh.
Denver
Talk
stole,
about it.
Denver stole a piece of my heart in this draft when they fucking took Bo and then they took Troy Franklin. They stole a little piece of my heart.
What about when?
Because you know what? And Sean Payton was so happy.
How many pieces of your heart live in Denver, Josh?
Just about 5% of my heart.
Hey Josh, do you see what I'm doing?
When Russ played.
This is how Sean Payton looked drafting Bo Nix. Fucking reaching.
I mean, you call it a reach. He threw for 4,500 yards, 45 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions with 188.3 QBR last year. He's not a bum. I'd say he's pretty well prepared. He's 23.
I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm saying it was reach.
Well, he's saying
I
have this pick here. My guy's here. I'm going to get my guy.
What number was
it's
that?
The
12.
Same. It's 12. It's the same exact pick that the Vikings made, except the Vikings traded up.
Right, and they got a substantially worse quarterback.
It's still a lateral move, in my opinion. Bo Nix and J.J. McCarthy in the same tier.
I think we're all done. I think this podcast is over. I think we're all done. I'm gonna say this one more time. You can fact check me. He threw for 4,500 yards, 45 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions last year with a 188.3 QBR. And if we beat Mike Penix in the Pac-12 championship, he was the Heisman. And you're gonna tell me that he is equal to J.J. McCarthy?
Did he? Yeah, J.J. McCarthy won the national title,
That's
bro.
Right. Hang on.
Right.
They're equal, so it should look the same.
3,600 yards, right?
That's
30
right.
Touchdowns, right?
They're equal. They'll look the same, I'm sure. Hang on.
No,
36 and 30. I'll take it.
36 and 30.
I'll take it from the game manager, right?
Let's see. I'm sure they're identical. I mean, you said they're the same.
It's the same tier, yeah. Same tier.
Last year?
Same quarterback. That's what it'll be.
Looks like 2,991 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions.
Man, he threw one more pick.
1,600 less passing yards, 23 less touchdowns, and 1 more interception. And they're the same player.
With the best running back in America.
Okay, yes. And we played in the best conference in America. Not close. Not close. Pac-12 was last year. Not close. Most ranked teams in any conference.
I guess the Big Ten didn't exist.
No, SEC though.
SEC they just stopped playing college football. You're right.
I'm going off of the rankings.
They let them play
off of
amateur
AP
NFL
rankings. Had the most AP ranked top 25 teams in all of college last year.
I hear you.
Okay.
Would that not make it the most competitive conference?
I don't know what would.
What does make it the most competitive? Yeah. Like
I would say having the most concentrated talent and the most wins and the best teams in it, right?
What
were the records? Like, yeah, what are we talking? Like, who are they playing? Like,
what do you mean average number?
Okay, so if they have the
take
bottom
all
half,
of their.
I'm not saying they did. If they have the bottom half and one extra team, and then the next conference, and they have the top half. Well, then it's one team, and one team is in the top half.
Like what was
Michigan's strength of schedule last year, Avery?
Fucking no, I'm not a Michigan fan.
All right, it's all good. I'll find it.
Fuck.
It's all good. I'll find it. They're the same player. You're right.
Yeah, they are. Josh,
NFL,
the thing is, Josh,
it's a different game.
You're letting your loyalty to a team. You're letting loyalty to a team affect what you think that guy's going to do in the pros.
He's going to do more than J.J. McCarthy?
They're the same fucking player.
There's just nothing to back that statement. There's nothing to back that statement.
College Bo Nix.
I'm giving you facts that I'm reading off of a phone from ESPN.
McCarthy college. Guess what? Both of them NFL.
Yeah, there's just nothing to back that.
Okay. You're right. We haven't seen thousands of guys like Bo Nix come out. Alex Smith.
The one who was in the
Smith
MVP
and Bo
running?
Nix is Alex Smith and Bo Nix not a comp?
That would be great. Alex Smith was in the running for MVP.
Alex Smith was #1 overall pick, considered a bust for 10 fucking years. And has had how many good years in his career?
Okay. The one who's running for
Out of
MVP.
15.
Michigan strength of schedule.
Hold on. I'm looking for a specific list here.
Like, I'm just saying, bro, like, I just don't see it. Like, that's a fucking reach. Bo Nix at 12, reach. Trade back. He'll be there, trust me. You can get him at 28. He was going to be there.
I mean, like, the only thing that I would say that backs Avery's statement is the fact that the entire Vikings organization traded up and didn't take Bo Nix. No?
What does Bo Nix have in Denver that's going to make him a fucking great quarterback?
The Vikings traded up and didn't take and left and took JJ McCarthy.
Right. That's why I said it was the worst pick.
Right. I'm saying the only thing to back that would be that.
We haven't seen dick out of JJ McCarthy.
Right.
JJ McCarthy is going to have a better receiver. He's going to have a better receiving core. He's going to have a better running back and a better defense.
So that makes him a better quarterback than Bo Nix today.
We're talking about quarterback's coach. NFL. I said the
former quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
Those 4 things can make him better than Bo Nix in Denver. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
What does Denver have that can compete with the Vikings right now?
What I'm saying,
Denver's not going to be great this year. I never said that.
No.
But all I said was that Bo Nix is considerably a better quarterback than JJ McCarthy.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. The pieces around him. What makes you think that statement that you just said?
And I also didn't disagree that it was a reach at 12. I just said Sean Payton had a guy who he liked. He had the 12th pick and he took his guy.
I'm just saying it was a reach. I'm also saying I think JJ McCarthy will be better in the NFL because of what's around him.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that Bo Nix is shit. I'm not saying he's trash.
Since we're talking quarterbacks, hold on. Since we're talking quarterbacks, similar to what I said about Bryce Young, you replace Caleb Williams with Bryce Young. Give him that and put him on that roster in Chicago, okay? And I think it could be just as explosive. It could work. Bryce Young could be a pound the table guy, starting quarterback at 32 teams in the NFL. If you take Bo Nix and you put him in Minnesota, it is of no difference than putting JJ McCarthy there. Period, point blank.
I disagree with that. I think you give Bo Nix fucking Justin Jefferson. I'm pretty sure he's going to do better numbers than JJ McCarthy with Justin Jefferson. I have no reason to not believe that. We could call it agree to disagree, I guess. I watched every fucking pass
bro,
he had last
I'm
year.
not.
Right.
Hey, bro. Like, I'm not mad at you, Josh. Like, I get it, but I'm just saying, bro.
At least
college,
we all agree.
when you say Bo Nix in college, way up here, yes. JJ McCarthy in college, down here, yes.
And Drake May
right
at
now, 3. That's where they are.
I haven't said my worst pick, but Drake May at 3 was worse than JJ McCarthy and Bo Nix at way worse. Like, not even close, in my opinion.
It just sucks because he's not going to have the opportunity to sit.
And even if he does, who does he have to learn from? Who's the OC there right now?
He is Jacoby Brissett.
In New England, I couldn't fucking tell you. It might be Steve Belichick for all we know.
He went to college.
Yeah.
Oh, did it? He's in Navy, ain't he?
Yeah.
He's at Navy? That's actually good. I can see that. Hey.
I mean,
Alex
Navy.
Van Pelt.
Alex Van Pelt. Any relation to Scott? Does it say?
No, I don't see.
Well,
That would be strange. Yeah,
That would be kinda cool.
the Patriots aren't going to be shit for 3-4 years. And that's his whole rookie contract. It's just it sucks.
hey man, yeah, Leggett is easily the worst one for me, just because that's gonna hold a little bit to me.
Are they
I'm a little
calling him wide
upset with
receiver
that
one?
Yes,
I mean,
that's why I mean, bro. Like
With Keon Coleman going like 2 picks later.
the next fucking pick, Josh. They swapped with the Bills, and they picked Keon Coleman
Oh my god.
with the first pick of the second round.
Yeah.
Like what? What?
Yeah, God, that was a miss.
What?
that was number 3. That doesn't look like 4,545 touchdowns either.
No, we were all on the same page about Drake May, cuz.
I'm just
Except for Ronnie.
Hey, bro,
Ronnie loves him.
I hate Drake May. I'm go ahead
I'm
and
just
tell
telling
you,
you, like, if we're talking about college stats and that's our metric that we're going to talk, and you're going to use that against Bo Nix, and then Drake May's at 3, and you're going to say that J.J. McCarthy was the worst pick? I mean, come on. Drake May has to be worse than that, right?
I'm
number
just not
3
sold
overall,
on Drake
Josh?
May,
Come on.
bro. Like
I think Drake May's
everybody-
better than J.J. McCarthy.
that's who.
Okay.
Talented,
Better-
more
I don't
talented.
I don't think
yes.
either of them are good.
More
I think it's
talented,
like one's
yes.
bad and
Okay.
one's worse.
So then where's Bo Nix?
He's better than both of them, marginally. He's
So
better
Bo-
than both of them.
Right. So Bo Nix.
And
Go
Bo
look at that Auburn
walked
tape.
into a better
You
system
think he's so
than
great?
fucking
Go
Drake
look
May
at that Auburn tape. Go look at him at Auburn if he's so fucking great, Josh. I'm just saying.
So guys can't develop
That's
and get
some-
better?
Nobody said that.
That
I'm
is
just
some
saying, like,
bad tape.
it's
Guys can't
wild.
develop and get
It's
better?
just wild. It's just wild to me that Drake May goes at 3, and we're talking about how bad of a take J.J. McCarthy was, though.
That's my opinion, cuz. That's my opinion.
I feel you. Hey,
I think it's Drake
hey,
May.
we entitled to him.
Right.
Everybody's everybody's
See,
got
we all have-
opinions.
that was the
My
whole point
worst
of that.
pick
We,
of the first
we
round.
all have different worst picks. We all have different favorite picks.
Yeah,
Hey,
but I'm gonna
hey,
argue with it every fucking
opinions
time.
are like
completely
assholes. Everybody's got one.
Yeah.
Best pick. Dallas Turner. That's the best pick for me.
Yeah.
He went to the Vikings, correct? If I'm not mistaken. Did the Vikings have 2 first?
Again,
I think so.
I'll stand on my best pick is Mike Penix.
I think so.
Yeah, like I love Dallas Turner. They did lose Daniil Hunter, so they did replace him if he did go to the Vikings, which I think he did.
All right, listen,
Him and Jonathan Greenard is a great duo for the future. Also,
What's your best pick of the whole draft?
Best pick of the whole draft.
I got one that's going to shock y'all.
Mine might be chalky, but I'm gonna say Cooper DeJean in the second round because that's a first round talent. Period. Point blank. And it was kind of
Listed as
confusing
the
initially for a second because they did take Quinion Mitchell in the first, but then it's like no, Howie Roseman just saw a player that shouldn't have fucking been there and said we're gonna take that player.
Do we say that the Eagles got the numbers 1 and 2 corners in the fucking draft this year? Like,
well, Terrion Arnold has a shot, but they have a very good chance.
Oh yeah.
So 2 of the top 3 then. Two of the top 3 guaranteed.
Yep.
Guaranteed 2 of the top 3. Okay.
Pretty much.
Eagles win the draft again.
That's what I mean. That's why I said Roseman last 2
Eagles
years.
keep winning the draft.
Free agency
Riley's
shit,
gonna
too.
go Peyton Wilson.
Bingo.
Riley's going Peyton Wilson.
Butkus Award winner, bro. That late.
Yeah, there's a few. Let me look at it.
That guy's got 6 years max in him, Riley. You're getting 1 contract out of him.
Okay. That late.
And I hear you. I just know what no ACL means. That means arthritis in whatever fucking knee. And it's very, very rapid. If you don't believe me, look at Todd Gurley.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying it doesn't
It's just,
exist.
I just, like, and Peyton Wilson, he was a hell of a player at State, bro. Like,
That kid flies.
sideline to sideline, bro.
Yeah.
Sideline to sideline. I remember when he came out of high school.
You
He went
heard
to
what-
Cleveland High School. He went to Cleveland High School in North Carolina.
You heard
He
what-
originally
Hey,
went to
another
Carolina.
one-
Luke
Another
Kuechly
one.
said, right? You heard what Luke Kuechly said, right?
He reminds him of him. He's very similar in their play style, bro. Like, very, very similar.
Another great value was Adonai Mitchell
Yeah.
at fucking 52.
Damn.
That was more than anything. That was just a result of this being a crazy
Xavier
deep
Leggett.
receiver class.
Guess what? Hey, guess what,
What did-
guys?
what was the
There's
30
three.
Who was 32nd?
Who was 32? Xavier Leggett, wide receiver, University of South Carolina. Go Cox.
And it's not a real sexy one. Malachi Corley, bro. Malachi Corley.
Western Kentucky,
Malachi Corley.
fucking stud. 6'1", 210.
Yeah,
Hey,
and he went in
Avery.
at 65.
Avery, what do you got to say about Spencer Rattler?
Guys, Spencer Rattler. Everybody wanted to talk about why Spencer Rattler dropped. Spencer Rattler, like, so I'm hearing like everybody hated Spencer Rattler from the QB1 series on Netflix that came out his senior year of high school. And that was why teams didn't want to draft him. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to tell you, that was not why people didn't want to draft him.
Why,
There's
Avery?
two quarterbacks. There's two quarterbacks that played for Lincoln Riley in this here draft. One of them ended up at Oklahoma as a 5-star guy, true freshman, took Spencer Rattler's job, and then kicked him off the team, basically, because as soon as Spencer lost the job, he said, tired of being here. I'm gone in the middle of the season. I don't know. Maybe that's a red fucking flag. I'm not a coach. Riley, you're a coach. You're a coach.
Hey.
Albeit a high school coach.
It's-
Kid quits on his middle school team. He
Bro,
quits on his middle school team. Is he playing for you?
Kenny Pickett. I went on the Philly Sports Guy show and absolutely erased Kenny Pickett, dude.
Bro, like, man, I'll put it to y'all like this about Spencer Rattler. I've seen quarterbacks for the last 10 years of my life go in and out of that Lincoln Riley system. I have seen walk-ons, from walk-ons to 5 stars. I've seen them. Everybody knows them to nobody fucking knows who they are from a fucking tin cup. Guess what? There's only been one guy who's fucking failed in that system. And his name is Spencer Rattler. That's a red flag.
Oh yeah.
The
for
most
sure.
quarterback-friendly system known to every offensive play-calling coach in football. And he can't do it, that's a problem.
One more, and then I'm done, because there was just a few values that I wasn't thinking of initially. Zach Zinter to the Browns.
Yeah.
21st pick of the 3rd round. That's fucking crazy. I understand he got hurt. Zach Zinter is so fucking good, dude.
Oh yeah.
He's so huge. He
He's
is
a monster.
mass.
So for
He
the
is
21st
mass.
pick in the 3rd round to get, I mean,
Let's be honest, he's a top 5 talent.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying. Like
he's
if
a
he
top
doesn't
5
get
talent,
hurt,
bro.
if he doesn't get hurt, he's clearly first
round. First
Clearly.
round. Like,
Yo, the Commanders
probably the
signed-
number 1 guard.
The Commanders signed Sam Hartman.
Yeah.
They called him
That's-
Evil
hey,
Sam
that's a
Howell
good
on
sign.
Twitter.
That's a good
They
sign.
called him Evil Sam Howell on Twitter, and I thought it was hilarious.
He's better than Jake Fromm. Hartman should win
Hey.
that backup job.
Hey, Sam Hartman can sling that tater.
Yeah,
I like
fucking
him at
A,
Wake.
and he'll take
I
a
don't
hit
think
too.
I don't think he should have left Wake personally. That's just me. The shit he was doing
but
at
you
Wake
get why
Forest
he
was
did.
crazy.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. I mean, you're dumb if you don't. Like He was the #1 quarterback in the portal last year.
Bro,
It was known that he needed to leave, but
listen, I'll never forget watching the Wake offense with that long RPO, bro, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
they sitting there holding that sucker for 2.5, and just slinging that bitch 50 yards.
No, Sam's got an arm.
Like,
Sam's got an arm.
Hey, former QB1 guy.
Yeah.
He was on the first season also.
Yeah.
With Fromm and Fields. I think Fields was on that episode on that year too. Fields and Fromm.
Absolutely. Anybody got anything else left in the draft they want to talk about?
Yeah, man, the Panthers absolutely fucking suck.
Yeah, they're bad at everything.
Yep.
Easily the worst franchise in the 4 major American sports to date.
God
Cleveland's pretty close.
No, it's not.
Oakland
it's
Athletics?
Not. Riley, nah. Nope.
The soon-to-be Vegas Athletics?
I still can't do it. Like, they're close. They're in there.
Cleveland's been around longer.
I hear you, Riley. Riley, you just hate Cleveland, Riley.
No,
he gave props to Zach Zinter. I didn't expect that.
Zach Zinter hasn't played for the Browns yet, Josh.
Bro,
he's still okay.
Bro, nah. Joe Thomas, great player. Joe Bitonio, great player.
Okay, that's 2. Let's keep it going. Come on. Let's say, hey, new thing, new segment. Riley has to say 3 nice things about the Browns every week.
We go run out by fucking the second
Thank
segment.
you. I appreciate them for the Deshaun Watson deal, dude. I really do. I love everything that's done for the franchise. And I really love everything that it's done to Houston. I mean, it's really helped the Houston Texans an immense amount.
That's another thing that happened in this year's draft.
Kudos to the Cleveland Browns for absolutely blessing Houston with a viable team. I mean, you couldn't have... Thank you, Cleveland.
In this year's draft, that trade finally ended. It's all done. All the picks got used up. It's all done.
And guess who hasn't won yet?
The Browns.
The Browns?
Hey, y'all are saying it now. I'm just...
Hey, Riley, when you set up the ball on the tee for young Lincoln when he gets of age, guess what he's going to try to do? Hit it. Yeah. You know what you just did for us? You put it on the tee.
I don't hate them. They do it to themselves, brother. They do it to themselves.
Nah, for sure. Yeah, I think, this is an interesting draft. People say it wasn't a top-end draft. I don't think it was. I think it was just a very deep draft overall in certain positions.
Especially offense.
Like receiver being one, corner being another, interior offensive line in general.
Receiver.
Like offensive line in general. I think there's some very good defensive linemen that were in this draft that weren't really talked about a lot, like Johnny Newton. I know Ronnie brought him up last week, but he's a good kid.
One guy I'm gonna bring up real quick is and I talked to Ronnie about it a bunch, is Drake Nugent. Drake Nugent was the center in Michigan. He went undrafted. He got signed by the Niners. But me and Ronnie were talking about the second round a lot. And Ronnie was talking, Jackson Powers Johnson, Zach Frazier. I didn't think they were going to last as long. I didn't think the Steelers were going to end up with Zach Frazier.
Bro, the fact that Jack Powers Johnson went like 46 or 7 to the Raiders was wild.
Which, Raiders, not just because they got Brock Bowers, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I was just going to say. That was another great fucking pick, dude.
Hey, man.
And then people are going to say, well, why'd you take Mike Mayer last year? Shut the fuck up. We took by far the best player available right there, dude.
Guess what? That's a lot of 12 personnel if I'm Antonio Pierce.
Yeah.
I'm going a lot of heavy.
And
guess what I can do?
They have the only tight end tandem in the NFL.
Who's that running back right now?
Nah. The Bills. They got Aaron Jones, too.
What did Dawson Knox do last year?
It's what Dawson Knox did the 4 years before, though.
Yeah, when they gave him an absurd fucking contract.
Who's the running back in Vegas?
Aaron Jones. They swapped Josh Jacobs for Aaron Jones.
For sure.
Like, yeah, bro, I'm lining up in 12 the whole fucking game.
Yeah,
I
there's
can
not
throw
going to be a lot of
pass.
downfield action this year in Las Vegas. It's all kind of
Shouldn't
going to be happening behind
Gardner,
the sticks.
100%.
Gardner Minshew is the perfect guy to turn around, hand the ball off, throw a couple out routes and a couple screens.
They're a better team.
Yeah, no.
And
100%.
you're crazy if you don't think that defense is going to be good.
Antonio Pierce will have them dialed.
Hey, and Max Crosby is going to be my early favorite for NFL Defensive Player of the Year next year. I don't know why,
That's not crazy.
but
It's probably top 5 if you look to bet right now.
it probably is, but I think the Antonio Pierce thing, like him coming out and saying, I want to play for that guy, is what's going to take him to the next level.
Oh yeah.
Personally, that's just me. Like, that's just something I look at, you know. Guys who want to play for guys, they typically make shit happen. So
Buy-in guys for sure.
Defensive Player of the Year, I'm betting TJ Watt until I'm given a reason.
Miles Garrett, yeah. TJ Watt or Miles Garrett, bro.
Damn sure should have had it last year. We don't have to
It's
get
a lot of
into that.
fucking money that you're playing with.
I'll just say that Miles Garrett is a great defensive player. I'm not gonna hate on it, but I think when it came down,
as much.
Just listen. I think when it came down to it, they might have said, you know, TJ's getting more one-on-ones because of Alex Highsmith and Cam in the middle.
TJ also drops in coverage, bro.
Correct.
Like,
Correct. Has interceptions.
I mean, bro,
regardless,
even if it is just a flat drop.
I don't believe we've seen TJ Watt's last Defensive Player of the Year award being handed to him.
Fuck no,
I don't think
bro.
those are done yet.
His brother won 3 in a row, didn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't JJ win
Patrick
3 in a
TJ
row?
is on
Like,
that
a lot
defense
better.
behind him. I mean, bro.
Bro, JJ Watt, a first ballot Hall of Famer, 100, probably unanimous if we're being completely honest.
100%.
Like, JJ Watt has come out his mouth and said TJ is better than him.
Yeah.
So
Well, you can just
take that.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
Take that for what it is, bro. Like,
He don't
the
even
guy,
have to fucking. He doesn't have to say that.
the torch carrier of my family said I'm better than him. I'm better than a lot of you guys.
For sure.
Last couple years, I've bet on Micah.
Also,
Which
I forgot to tell you guys the shocker pick for me, Isaac Guerrero from Louisville
Dog.
to the 49ers.
Dog. Listen, we talked about him. I talked about him when we talked about the combine.
Josh said,
he murdered the fucking,
that was his best guy out the combine.
Yeah.
That guy in that offense is going to be fucking terrifying.
Oh, you mean him and Ricky fucking
Christian
Pearsall?
Yeah, bro. Hey, if that's not a we're gonna move Debo.
That might be one of my favorite picks of the whole draft.
I was so
I had
fucking
a homer.
mad.
Hey, ship Debo on. Get Debo's ass out.
Trade him.
Just go ahead and pay Ayuk, bro. You've already brought in the guys that he fucks with. Go ahead, do the smart
crazy
thing.
weapons there,
Get
dude.
rid of the running back playing receiver that you're paying $25 million a year to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You
Get
got
him
his
out.
Value. You
All I'm
could
gonna
get
say
some
is-
value right now.
Thank you, God, that Brock Purdy's only going to cost $700,000 for one more year.
Yeah. Hey,
I chalk this year up.
Hey.
That's fine.
that boy finna get next offseason.
And then we all know what happens to those teams after that boy gets paid.
Oh, for sure.
Check the bills.
It don't matter what fucking
Check the
jersey you're
bills.
wearing. Unless it's a fucking Chiefs jersey, everybody knows what happens after that boy gets paid.
I think, this will be my last thoughts also. Like, I think there was a lot of teams that came out with very good draft nights, in all 7 rounds. The Bengals, I think the Bengals did very, very well. I like the Mims pick. It provides flexibility for them. They picked up Orlando Brown. They got Trent Brown on the offensive line also.
Protect
You can kick Mims inside. He's 6'8", 360. That's mass, bro. That's fucking mass. I don't think, the regular human that's out there listening probably doesn't understand how fucking big that human being is, but just know he is huge. I like the Bengals draft, The Bengals stood out though as a team that had a pretty good draft, in my opinion. What you got, Riley? Last thoughts.
I like Xavier Worthy, especially to Kansas City right there. I think we hammered it pretty hard right before the Super Bowl, but that dude, Patrick Mahomes, you don't really got to be anything but fast and get open. So I think, some people might talk about that as like, whoa, but I think I mean, he'll get good.
Kadarius Toney.
A couple good years, you trade him away like they do Tyreek Hill and get some draft capital and go get some other kids to turn around and do the same thing. It's a machine in Kansas City, and I don't think that's going to slow down at all, especially with this draft.
Kadarius Toney was fast and got open, but he couldn't hang on to it.
Rashee Rice was real fast.
Hey, 119 miles an hour. That's the fastest guy in the fucking league.
Yeah. Oh no, Henry Ruggs.
He's no longer
in the league. Yeah.
He's in.
Hank Ruggs. Yeah, Hank Ruggs no longer in the league. There, we can't
agent.
use him.
He is, unfortunately. All right, folks. Well, that wraps it up for me for episode 10. We hammered Ezekiel Elliott at the beginning. Talked our best, worst, best value picks. Kansas City ain't slowing down. San Francisco isn't slowing down. The Steelers won a little bit. Josh got his guy. The Panthers are still losing. 2024 will be a hell of an NFL season, especially after this NFL draft. I appreciate everybody for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video, and we'll catch you next time.